This is the Coleman MacKenzie 6 tent. Now, Coleman MacKenzie have, the Mackenzie's name has been around before. Coleman certainly had a MacKenzie in the past, but this is a slightly different, it's a newer version of a MacKenzie tent. It's a sort of cabin style tent, cabin tunnel style tent. And one of the things that it has is, of course, is the Coleman award-winning blackout bedrooms. So we've just had the summer solstice last night, which means that it's going to get very light early in the morning, and these blackout bedrooms should help it start getting to light in the morning inside the tent. So not yet pitched this. I should have tested it at home, but I hadn't had a chance. So practicing with your tent at home is something we always recommend first. They sometimes can be a little confusing. Some tents are a lot easier to put up than others. I've put up lots and lots of tents, and yeah, I've not put this one up before, and not doing a practice. Well, consider this my practice, and consider the bit of a pickle I get myself into. This is the first pitch and look at the tent. Just get out the car and the bag. It is quite heavy if you're doing this, pitching it on your own. There are poles and stuff all inside the one bag. Of course, you can make it easier by actually transporting those separately. So I've not opened the bag yet though, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, first thing I see is pitching instructions. Now always try and read the instructions carefully. I did read the instructions. They aren't necessarily the clearest of instructions, and I did get myself in a little bit of a pickle, but that's mainly because I didn't read the instructions properly. Again, putting the tent up and seeing how everything goes together certainly helps with understanding what the instructions are trying to tell you. On the front here, different coloured poles go in different coloured sections of the tent. So we'll have a look, see how that works. Right, there you go. Quite a lot of poles, and they're all brightly colour coded on the end here, so hopefully that shows. Just pulled the colour coding off. Okay, so the poles have little plastic ends that gives them the colour, so you know which is yellow pole, which is the blue pole, and you put them in the right sleeves. When I got them out of the bag, one of the plastic end caps came off, which ideally it shouldn't have done, but I think what happened here is I put it back on the wrong pole, and as you can see coming up, that didn't end out too well. So hopefully that should make it easier to get the right poles on the right parts of the tent. Just make sure you don't pull the little ends off like I did. Okay, let's roll the tent out in position and see what we got. Now here we have another instance of needing to practice with your tent and work out what's what. I didn't realise that actually I had pulled it and laid it out around the wrong way. Of the poles, so we should have four steel poles. Okay. Bring this closer so you can have a look. These poles have got little grooves on and a shape, so you actually have to slot the right bits into the right bits. Make sure you get them around the right way. Okay, so what's it say? It says one end is the yellow and the other end is the blue, and then plain ones go either end of those. Okay, this is rather confusing because I've got two yellows we'll check this. Yellow goes in A. Blue goes in G. Okay. Well, this says I've got 2 yellows. Yes, I'm very confused at this point. And clearly didn't realise my mistake of putting the wrong colour code cap onto the wrong pole. But it works out okay in the end. Right, well, push this one in. See, I've inserted the yellow one, I've got another yellow one. So instructions are saying the blue goes on the end, but actually the tag for the blue is in the middle here. Okay. Yes, well, remember I said I didn't read the instructions as well as I could have done. This is one such instance. The instructions when you slide the poles in does say there's 4 sleeves you slide into. However, there's 5 sleeves on the tent. But if you read ahead in the instructions, you'll see what the 5th sleeve is for. So put blue on there. I'm going to put the yellow one next to it because the yellow went the other end, even though that's a black colour. And then in the middle we have 2 silvers. However, I've only got 1 silver curve. So this one says on the instructions there's only 4 sleeves. On the tent, however, there's 5 sleeves. Now, ideally, you'd have a couple of people doing this, and ideally you'd slot the legs into the positions and then pull the tent up. I've managed to do that, so I'm going to try and at the moment I'm just pitching on my own. So I'm just going to try and use some of the guy lines to pull one end of the tent up. So a little trick I'm going to do to get out of this pickle is just to put the guy line in at the other end. Underneath the tent, I've just found a bag of tent pegs. So there you go. Yes, well, another embarrassing fail that I had with this is that I couldn't find any tent pegs with the tent, which I thought was very, very strange. I looked high and low, high and low. I had some of my own tent pegs anyway in my pegging kit, so I started using those. But yep, there they were, underneath the tent. So once again, get everything out your tent. Make sure you have everything before you start pitching the tent. Just make sure there's no other tent poles. I didn't see any. Nope. Right, let's get this up. Okay, well, I did say this was the first time putting up the tent, and always the advice we say is try and put it up at home first, and I should have done that. The instructions were made a lot more sense. Put my teeth in a minute. Right, so that is looking a lot more tent-like, isn't it? But a couple of things I realised in getting it up this far is that this is actually the back of the tent, and the front with a little porch is round the other side. But I made a bit of a boo-boo with that too. Anyway, so this was the thing that got me confused right at the start. This one here, it didn't have any colour code or didn't have a pole for it, but now it's up, you can see that that's just the brace at the back. And what happens is this is a fiberglass pole that bends down and slots into a notch here on the main steel pole. So that makes sense now, and you can see it's got a bit of a good shape to the back of it there. Big vent open in there. All the doors are zipped up as I was pitching it, so I've not been inside yet. Right, so here we come around the other side, and you can see the other end of the pole going in here, and over here is the porch. Well, it goes into a pole here, but haven't got the notch on this side of it, and that's because getting muddled up. See, that's a silver, and that's a silver, although it's tagged yellow. I've actually got the leg on the wrong side. Now I could take this out, but we're not going to use the porch. We'll set the porch up on this side. But yes, if you see, I've got the leg on this side with the notch in for the porch. So yeah, again, if I pitched this at home, I would have worked out what's what and got things in the right place when I got to the campsite. So yeah, not been inside yet. Let's have a look. Open it up. Let's take you inside. So this is the first time getting out of the bag. I don't know how well the interior is pitched. Well, it's actually up. So a bit of tidying. So what have we got here? So at the back here, this should be this at the back here is 2 doubles with a divider in between. You see how dark it is in here? Whew. So that's a divider, so you can have that as 2, or take the divider out and have that as 1 big bedroom. And then it's got this extra bedroom area on the side here, which is another double. So you've got 3 doubles effectively on here. I think our little lad Tom will probably want to go in there. There's a bit of a gap down the side there. That's actually quite a useful place for sticking bags and everything. So it's got a rail, so hang on, we've got a clothes rail here. There's an extra rail outside here. Let's grab this. Just get all the tent pegs. Right, so here, I'll just put the camera down a sec. Right, there we go. So here we've got an extra hanging rail. Says max 5 kilos, but you can hang stuff there. You've got bag storage at the back there, so practical little space that actually. I think I'm going to get a few more windows and doors open in here because it's a lovely sunny day, and finish getting the tent set up. But so far it's looking good. It's just me being a bit of a muppet and should have practiced beforehand. Oh, yes, that's hot in there. Okay, so we've just changed pitch locations and we've repitched and actually managed to set it up properly this time. So now we've got the porch all set up on here, and got the bit at the back properly in. You see the sun's just starting to go down. You see some of the hills over there. And we're just getting the barbecue going, and you know, evening time here. So inside the tent, oh yes, hay fever I get, and it's really high pollen. So inside the tent we're a bit more set up. Our lad's bagged that little area of the tent on his own, and he sealed it all up so no bugs to get in. That's not the case for the rest of us. So in this dark cave in here, we've got our bed set up, or will be set up later. We'll sort out later, but yeah. No, so it's set up. It's fairly good size in here. We've got from our old Coleman tent, we've got the carpet that fits almost perfectly in here. So yes, all looking pretty good. One thing I did notice on here though, this window here doesn't have the toggles at the top, so when this is wound up it can toggle in place. Around on the other side it does, so I'm trying to work out how that window rolls up, but I haven't managed to work that one out yet. But yeah, so on this side that's wound up. Anyway, we're gonna finish. We get the barbie on, and then we'll have a campfire in the fire pit, and watch the sun go down over the hills. It's a glorious spot. It's so quiet. So quiet. Yeah. So that's the tent. That's the MacKenzie 6. We'll see how it is and see what it's like in the morning. when the sun gets up at before 4 a.m. I think. Let's see if those blackout bedrooms keep it nice and dark. So far, yes, very impressed. Definitely take a practice pitch to make sure you get all those things in the right place. Second time, so I took it down, repitched it, and second time a lot quicker, a lot simpler to put together. So yeah, it takes a little while to do that, but if you're watching this video, you'll know how it should go together now as well, so that'll be all good. So yeah, see you in the morning. Okay, so our first night in the Coleman MacKenzie 6 tent, very good actually. The blackout bedrooms worked really well. Say it's height of summer, so it was getting light just before 4 a.m. this morning, but inside the tent it was really dark, and when we unzipped it later in the morning, it was really noticeable how bright it was outside, and yet the bedrooms were like a little dark cave that you slipped in. So it blocked out the light perfectly. We're right next to hedgerow though, and it didn't stop the blackbirds doing its morning song at 3:55 a.m. But you know, that's why you're out here in the countryside. So yeah, so on the tent itself, big thumbs up. As you saw, I hadn't pitched it at home first attempt, so the first attempt pitching didn't get it quite right. Second attempt, it went up a lot quicker. Now I know which poles go where and everything else. So try and, if you get one of these, try and pitch it at home first if you can. But obviously, if you've seen the mistakes I made, you'll know to avoid those same mistakes. But yeah, so from our first use of this tent, so very pleased with it. Gets the thumbs up.